just got no idea at all. They cut you up, just literally don't look out for you at all.
Well, I don't think they're really aware of the problems we have, especially when cornering.
I mean, main problem we get with them is when they're in the middle lane doing like 55 mile an hour. I mean, we're restricted to 56.
Especially when you're coming off of a junction, everybody wants to get in front of you. Instead of staying behind, they want to beat you to the junction.
Because truckers still have one major problem to contend with: car drivers. They just don't understand the trouble we have handling rigs like this. Now, in an attempt to get some sort of dialogue between truck drivers and car drivers going, the AA and the Freight Transport Association have launched the Stretch Yourself campaign. It's aimed to try and make car drivers understand the problems that truckers face in 5 key areas where there could be conflict that might lead to accidents. Let's see what they're talking about. This is the Mercedes-Benz Actros. It's the state-of-the-art as far as modern truck design goes. It's extremely aerodynamic, and for me, it's one of the best-looking trucks on the road. I'm sitting on top of 570 brake horsepower. The cab is sprung from the chassis, and my seat is sprung from the cab, so it's really comfortable. It's really quiet in here. The ventilation and the air conditioning are perfect. The stereo sounds really good, and the beds are really comfortable. Power steering is finger light. We're on cruise control. The gear shift is operated by this tiny little electronic joystick that takes me up and down 16 gears, and the brakes really are state of the art. They're controlled by a computer that works out the load I've got on board, the sort of stopping power I need, and automatically adjusts to the road conditions. And by the way, we're 38 tons fully loaded. And despite that massive engine, well, fuel consumption is kept to an absolute minimum, again, by computer. I'm literally flying by wire. There's no connection between the accelerator pedal and the engine. All I'm doing is telling the computer how fast I want to go. And other parts of the design are clever as well. For instance, the mud guards are designed to divert water into the center of the vehicle, so it cuts down on the dreaded spray. And in winter, it also keeps road grit and salt in the center of the road instead of spraying it off onto the green verges. And yet, with all this technology at my fingertips, I still wouldn't say it was easy to drive a rig like this. Now, car drivers normally just cannot wait to get past a big 38-tonner like this, and they think we crawl around the roads. Of course, don't forget we're limited by very strict speed limits: 60 miles an hour on the motorway, 50 miles an hour on dual carriageways like this, and 40 miles an hour on single carriageway A roads. And don't drive right up behind us, because I can't see you in the mirrors and I don't know you're there. Stay far enough back so you can see my face in the wing mirror, and if you can see me, I can see you. Now, when I have to turn left at a tight junction, I've got to swing this rig right out onto the right-hand side in order to make it. So don't be tempted to try and nip through on the inside, because mark my words, that gap is going to close pretty damn rapidly. First roundabouts now, when I come up to a roundabout, I have to take a middle lane through so that I don't clip the curbs on the way in and out. So don't be tempted to try and nip up my inside or on the outside, because you can see a gap, because that gap's going to close very quickly. Now, slip roads like this can be a problem coming onto a motorway. When we're hammering down the inside lane here, you may think we're not giving way to you enough and letting you out. But the trouble is, we can see faster traffic coming up behind us, and we can't just swerve into the middle lane because it might cause an accident. And again, if you decide to dawdle out in front of us, just remember 38 tons takes an awful lot of stopping, even if you've got the most sophisticated anti-lock brakes.